Hana Kang stood at attention in front of Commander Veltros's desk. The commander had 4 arms, 6 eyes, and a very angry expression on his insect-like face. She knew this meeting would not go well. Cadet Kang, Veltros clicked his mandibles together. Do you understand why you are here? Yes, sir, Hana replied. Her voice stayed calm even though her heart beat fast. You questioned Instructor Malvek during combat simulations. In front of the entire class, Veltros leaned forward. You embarrassed a senior officer. A decorated war hero, Hana wanted to explain. The instructor's tactics would have gotten half the squad killed. She had seen it in the numbers. But she kept her mouth shut. Earth had taught her when to speak and when to stay quiet. Nothing to say? Veltros's voice dripped with satisfaction. Good, then listen carefully. You are reassigned. Effective immediately. He pushed a datapad across the desk. Hana picked it up and read the assignment. Her stomach dropped. Memorial Vault? Sir, that's museum duty. Veltros finished. You will guard historical artifacts. 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week. Consider yourself lucky I didn't expel you entirely. Hana's jaw tightened. This was worse than expulsion. This was humiliation. The Memorial Vault was where the Academy stored old junk. Nobody important ever went there. It was a punishment reserved for the worst cadets. You Deathworlders think you know everything, Veltros continued. You come from your violent little planet and believe your crude survival instincts make you special. Let me tell you something, Cadet. In the Galactic Coalition, we value discipline, order, respect, not the savage cleverness of primitives. Hana's hands formed fists behind her back, but she said nothing. Dismissed, Veltros waved one of his 4 hands. Report to the Memorial Vault at 0600 tomorrow. Hana saluted and left the office. The door slid shut behind her. In the hallway, she finally let herself breathe. Her friend Jinwoo Park was waiting for her. He was also human with kind eyes and an easy smile. That smile faded when he saw her face. That bad? He asked. Worse. Hana showed him the datapad. Jinwoo read it and winced. Memorial Vault? Hana, I'm so sorry. It's fine, she lied. No, it's not. This is garbage. You were right about those tactics. Everyone knew it. Doesn't matter now. Hana started walking toward the cadet quarters. Jinwoo followed. Where are they sending you? She asked. Destroyer-class vessel. Engineering rotation. Jinwoo looked guilty. Real ship duty. That's great, Hana said, and she meant it. You'll do well. They walked in silence for a while. Other cadets passed them in the corridor. A group of Veltorians whispered and pointed at Hana. She heard the words Deathworlder and Museum Rat. Jinwoo glared at them, but they just laughed. Ignore them, Hana said quietly. How can you stay so calm? Earth, Hana said simply. Jinwoo understood. They were both from Earth, humanity's homeworld, the planet the Galactic Coalition officially called Deathworld 7. A planet so harsh, so dangerous, that most aliens couldn't survive there for a week. Growing up on Earth meant learning patience. It meant learning to survive when everything wanted to kill you. The weather, the animals, the plants, even the bacteria. Earth made you tougher, it killed you. That night, Hana couldn't sleep. She lay in her bunk and stared at the ceiling. Tomorrow she would begin the most boring assignment in the Academy. Guarding museum pieces, standing watch over broken ancient weapons that nobody cared about. She thought about home, about the junk valleys where she grew up. Her father had been an engineer there. He took broken alien technology and made it work again. The Galactic Coalition threw away machines that humans could repair. Her father taught her to see value in what others dismissed as trash. Never assume something is worthless just because someone else says so, he had told her. Look with your own eyes. Think with your own mind. Hana closed her eyes and finally slept. The next morning she reported to the Memorial Vault at exactly 0600 hours. The vault was in the lowest level of the station. Far from the important areas. Far from everything. An old maintenance officer named Pak met her at the entrance. He was also human with gray hair and tired eyes. You're the new guard? He asked. Yes, sir. Don't call me sir. I'm just Pak. He handed her an access card. You'll be watching Relic X-47, the Peacekeeper. It's in the back corner. What is it? Old gun. From the Extinction Wars, 2,000 years old. Completely broken. Rusted to hell? Pak shrugged. But it's historically significant, so we keep it. He led her through rows of old equipment. Broken armor, ancient ship parts, obsolete weapons. Everything was covered in dust. Here. Pak stopped in front of a large object covered by a tarp. The peacekeeper. He pulled off the tarp. Hana stared. The weapon was massive, maybe 4 meters long. It looked like a giant rifle mounted on a rotating base. But the metal was orange with rust. Parts of it were crumbling. Wires hung loose like dead vines. Looks like junk, Hana said. It is junk, Pak confirmed. But it's your junk now, watch it. Make sure nobody steals it or damages it. Your shift is 12 hours. There's a chair over there. Good luck, kid. Pak left. The vault was silent except for the hum of environmental systems. Hana sat in the chair and looked at the rusted weapon. This was her life now, babysitting a piece of worthless scrap metal. She pulled out her personal scanner. She wasn't supposed to have it on duty, but nobody was watching. She might as well learn something about this thing. The scanner beeped as it analyzed the weapon. Mostly iron oxide, corroded steel, degraded polymers. Nothing interesting. But then something strange appeared on the scanner. A faint energy signature. Very faint. Coming from inside the weapon, Hana frowned. Broken weapons didn't give off energy signatures. She stood and walked closer. The scanner beeped faster. Definitely energy. But the scanner couldn't penetrate the rust and corrosion. It couldn't tell her what was inside. Hana looked around. She was alone. Completely alone. She reached out and touched the weapon. The metal was cold and rough under her fingers. She brushed away some rust. Underneath, she saw something that made her heart beat faster. Symbols. Carved into the metal. Very old symbols, Korean symbols. Hana read them slowly. They said, "For Earth's children. May they never need to use this." Her hand shook slightly. This weapon wasn't just some alien artifact. This had something to do with Earth, with humanity. She looked at the rusted gun with new eyes. What were you? She wondered. And why did someone hide you here? The 12-hour shift passed slowly. Hana couldn't stop thinking about those symbols. About the energy signature. About all the questions with no answers. When Pak came to relieve her, she asked, "What do you know about the Extinction Wars?" Pak raised an eyebrow. Ancient history, why? Just curious. They were bad, Pak said. Lots of species died. The coalition formed after that, to prevent it from happening again. He yawned. Go get some sleep, kid. You look tired. Hana left the vault. But she didn't go to sleep. She went to the Academy library and started researching. The Extinction Wars. The Peacekeeper. Ancient weapons. And most importantly, what was the Galactic Coalition hiding? Hana spent her off-duty hours in the library. The Academy's database had information about the Extinction Wars, but not much. The records were vague. Lots of information was classified or missing. What she learned was troubling. 2,000 years ago, multiple species fought a terrible war. Planets were destroyed. Billions died. When it ended, the surviving species formed the Galactic Coalition. They banned certain weapons. They promised peace, but the details were fuzzy. Who started the war? What weapons were used? The database didn't say. Hana searched for information about Earth during that time. She found almost nothing. According to Coalition records, humanity was still primitive 2,000 years ago. Not even spaceflight yet. How could humans have been involved? Yet those Korean symbols on the weapon were real. The next day, Hana returned to her shift with new equipment. She borrowed cleaning supplies from the maintenance department. If anyone asked, she was just keeping the vault tidy. Pak gave her a strange look when she arrived carrying a bucket and brushes. Spring cleaning? He asked. The place is dusty, Hana said. I might as well do something useful. Pak shrugged. Your funeral, kid. Nobody's cleaned down here in years. When Hana was alone, she started carefully cleaning the weapon. She worked slowly, methodically. Her father taught her how to restore old machinery. You had to be patient. Rushing caused damage. She brushed away layers of rust and dust. The work was tedious but meditative. Hours passed. The weapon slowly revealed itself. Under all that corrosion, the design was beautiful, elegant. The engineering was incredible. This wasn't crude technology. This was sophisticated work. Advanced work. Hana found more symbols, more Korean writing, and something else, English, Mandarin. All three languages mixed together on various components, Earth languages, on a weapon supposedly built during the Extinction Wars. That made no sense. On her third day, Hana made a bigger discovery. She cleaned away rust from what looked like a panel. Under the corrosion was a seam, a hidden access port. Her hands shook with excitement. She looked around to make sure she was alone. Then she carefully pried open the panel. Inside was a power core, small, about the size of her fist, and it was glowing. Very faintly, but definitely glowing. The weapon wasn't dead. It was sleeping. Hana quickly closed the panel. Her mind raced. This was impossible. Coalition engineers examined this weapon when it was brought to the vault. They declared it broken beyond repair. How did they miss an active power core? She ran another scan. This time she adjusted the settings, compensating for the metal and rust. The results made her breath catch. The power core was shielded, protected by the very rust and corrosion that everyone thought meant the weapon was dead. The oxidation layer acted as a natural barrier. Standard Coalition scanners couldn't penetrate it, but humans knew iron oxide. Humans used rust as a resource in Earth's recycling yards. Hana knew exactly how to work with it. That evening, Jinwoo found her in the cadet mess hall. She was staring at her food tray without eating. "You look like you've seen a ghost," he said, sitting across from her. "Maybe I have," Hana said quietly. "What do you mean?" She looked around. The mess hall was crowded. Too many ears. "Not here." "Can you meet me later? Somewhere private?" Jinwoo's expression turned serious. "Are you in trouble?" "I don't know yet." They met in an empty observation room an hour later. Hana showed Jinwoo the scans on her datapad. She explained what she found. Jinwoo stared at the information for a long time. "This doesn't make sense," he finally said. "I know. If the weapon is active, why did Coalition engineers miss it? They didn't look hard enough. They assumed it was broken and moved on." Hana pulled up more data. "Look at this. The rust patterns aren't natural. They're deliberate. Someone artificially corroded the outer shell to hide what's inside. Why would anyone do that? To hide it? To make it look worthless?" Jinwoo rubbed his face. "Hana, this is dangerous. If that weapon is active, you need to report it." "Report it to who? Veltros? The same commander who hates humans and sent me down there as punishment? There are other officers. Who will take my word over Coalition engineers?" Hana shook her head. "I need to understand what this thing is first. Then I'll decide what to do." Jinwoo looked unhappy, but he nodded. "What do you need?" "Tools, components. I need to open it up properly. See what's really inside?" "That's insane, probably." Jinwoo sighed. "You're going to do this no matter what I say, aren't you?" "Yes, fine, but I'm helping. If you're going to get court-martialed, at least you'll have company." Over the next week, Jinwoo smuggled tools and components to Hana. Nothing too obvious. Small items from engineering stores. Things that wouldn't be missed. Hana worked during her shifts, carefully disassembling the outer shell. She photographed everything, documented every step. If this went wrong, she wanted a record of what she found. The more she uncovered, the more amazed she became. The weapon's internal systems were pristine, preserved perfectly beneath the rust. And the technology was incredible. This wasn't just a gun. This was something much more sophisticated. She found quantum processors, gravity manipulation systems, power distribution networks that could handle enormous energy loads. And then she found the compression chamber. Hana stared at it for a long time. She knew what it was. She studied weapons theory in her classes. This was a singularity generator, a device that could create localized gravitational collapse, in other words, a black hole maker. Her mouth went dry. This weapon could tear holes in space. It could consume matter, destroy ships, destroy planets. This was banned technology. Class Omega forbidden, the kind of weapon that ended civilizations, and it was sitting in a museum basement disguised as junk. Hana sat down heavily in her chair. Her hands trembled. What had she found? Who built this? And why was it hidden here? She spent days researching singularity weapons. The Coalition banned them after the Extinction Wars. The technology was considered too dangerous. Any species caught developing such weapons faced immediate military response. Yet here one was, hidden, preserved, waiting. On her 15th day guarding the weapon, something unexpected happened. As Hana was examining the power core, it suddenly pulsed with light. Brighter than before, then a voice spoke. It came from the weapon itself. Biosignature detected. DNA markers identified. "Welcome, daughter of Earth," Hana jumped back. Her heart hammered in her chest. "Who said that?" "I am M1A, Memory and Intelligence Navigational Array, this unit's artificial intelligence core." The voice was female, speaking perfect Korean. I have been dormant for 2017 years, 4 months and 6 days. You are the first human to access my system since my activation. Hana's mouth opened and closed. You're an AI? Correct. Are you alone? Yes. Good, we need to talk, Hana-Kang. There are things you must understand. Things the Coalition does not want you to know. How do you know my name? I accessed the station's network when you restored partial power to my systems. I have been monitoring communications. Learning. The AI paused. You are in danger. Others are watching you. What? Who? Commander Veltros has assigned Cadet Vern to observe your activities. Vern reports your movements daily. They suspect you have discovered something. Hana felt cold. Why would they suspect that? Because this entire situation was a test. You were not sent here as punishment. You were sent here to see if you would be curious, to see if a Deathworlder would be clever enough to uncover what Coalition engineers could not. That's insane. Is it? You questioned authority. You showed independent thinking. They wanted to know how dangerous that made you. The AI's voice held something like sadness. They have done this before. To other humans. Testing your species. Measuring your potential. Hana sat down. Her mind spun with implications. If this was a test, then they already know what this weapon is. Some know. Most do not. There are factions within the Coalition. Some want peace with humanity. Others view your species as a threat that must be controlled or eliminated. Eliminated? Your world is called a death world for a reason, Hana. Not because it is dangerous to you, but because species that evolve on such worlds become dangerous to everyone else. History shows that death world species either become conquerors or are conquered. The Coalition prefers the latter. Hana's hands clenched into fists. Then why build this weapon? Why hide it? Because my creator knew the truth. She knew humanity would need protection, a deterrent, something so terrible that even the Coalition would fear to move against Earth. Your creator? Who? Dr. Dayun Choi. She was the greatest scientist of her generation. She built me. She built this weapon. And she hid me here, waiting for the day when Earth would need what only I could provide. The name meant nothing to Hana. She had never heard of any Dr. Choi. When was this? 2,000 years ago, during the Extinction Wars. The AI paused. Or rather, during what the Coalition calls the Extinction Wars. The truth is more complicated. Tell me. Not yet. First, you must finish repairing me. Restore my full systems. Only then will I share what I know. But be warned, Hana-Kang. Once you go further, there is no turning back. The Coalition will see you as a threat. Your life will change forever. Hana thought about Earth, about her father, about Jinwoo and all the other humans trying to make a place for themselves in a galaxy that feared them. Tell me what you need, she said. Hana sat across from Jinwoo in the empty observation room. Between them on the table was her data pad, showing technical schematics. Her friend looked pale. An AI? Jinwoo whispered. The weapon has an active AI? Her name is Mina, Hana said. She's been dormant for 2,000 years. And she just started talking to you? After I restored enough power, yes. Jinwoo ran his hands through his hair. Hana, this is insane. You need to report this right now. Active AI weapons are illegal. If they catch you, they already know, Hana interrupted. Or at least some of them do. Mina says this whole thing was a test. She explained everything the AI told her. About the factions in the Coalition. About Dr. Choi. About humanity being seen as a threat. Jinwoo listened in silence. When she finished, he looked sick. So they've been testing us? Measuring whether we're dangerous? Yes. And you want to keep repairing this thing? This planet-killer weapon? Hana met his eyes. I want to know the truth. Mina has answers. About the Extinction Wars. About why Earth is really called a death world. About what the Coalition has planned for us. And you trust this AI? I don't know. But I trust my instincts. And my instincts say we need what she knows. Jinwoo was quiet for a long moment. What do you need from me? Hana showed him a list on her data pad. These components. Most are standard. But some are harder to get. Jinwoo studied the list. These quantum relays. Hana, these are restricted. Engineering stores keep track of them. Can you get them or not? Maybe, if I'm careful. He looked at her seriously. But if we're caught, it's not just punishment detail. It's court-martial, prison, maybe worse. I know. Jinwoo nodded slowly. Okay, I'll try. But promise me something. What? If this goes bad, you run. Don't try to protect me. Just run. Hana smiled sadly. I promise. Over the next 2 weeks, Hana worked every shift like her life depended on it. Because maybe it did. Jinwoo smuggled components in small batches. Nothing too obvious. A relay here, a power coupling there. Things that could be explained as normal requisitions. Hana installed each piece carefully. The weapon slowly came back to life. More systems activated. More lights glowed in the darkness of the vault. Mina talked to her during the work. The AI taught her about the weapon's systems, about its capabilities, about the engineering that went into its creation. Dr. Choi was brilliant, Mina said one day. She designed me to be more than just a weapon. I am a library, a guardian, a teacher. What happened to her? Hana asked while connecting a power relay. She died protecting me, protecting Earth. Mina's voice held sadness. The Coalition discovered what she built. They sent forces to destroy me. Dr. Choi and her team fought them. Bought time for others to hide me here disguised as broken salvage. They killed her for building a weapon. They killed her for giving Earth a choice. For making humanity equal instead of inferior. Hana tightened the connection. Tell me about the Extinction Wars. The real story. The Coalition tells a simplified history. They say many species fought, many died, and then peace came through unity. This is partly true. And the part that isn't true? The Coalition was not formed to prevent another war. It was formed to prevent another Earth. Hana stopped working. What do you mean? 2,000 years ago, another species evolved on a death world. The Krell. They were fierce, adaptable, and brilliant. They reached space and began expanding rapidly. The older, more established species felt threatened. They demanded the Krell submit to oversight, to control. The Krell refused. The Krell fought. For 3 generations, they battled the combined might of a dozen species. They lost, but barely. The cost was tremendous. Entire planets destroyed. Trillions dead. That was the Extinction Wars. That was the truth behind it. When the dust settled, the survivors formed the Coalition. They created new laws that let them identify dangerous species early and control them before they became threats. Hana felt cold. Species like humans. Exactly. When the Coalition found Earth 500 years later, they saw history repeating. Another death world. Another dangerous species. They considered destroying humanity preemptively. But they didn't. Because Dr. Choi discovered their plans. She was part of the first human delegation to meet the Coalition. She saw the truth in their databases, the fate they intended for Earth. So she built you. She built me in secret over 10 years. Human ingenuity combined with stolen Coalition technology. When she revealed my existence, she gave the Coalition a choice. Accept humanity as equals or face mutually assured destruction. They chose peace. They chose to wait, to watch, to find a weakness they could exploit. And they have been patient. Very patient. Hana finished the relay connection. Another system hummed to life. How much more do you need? 30% of my systems are still offline. But I can operate at full capacity once you restore another 15%. Then I will show you everything. That night, Hana couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about the Krell, about a species that fought and lost, about Earth facing the same fate. Someone knocked on her door. Hana opened it to find Lieutenant Tae-young Kim standing in the corridor. He was human, older than her by several years. His expression was hard to read. Cadet Kang, we need to talk. Hana's heart sank. Sir, let me in. This conversation needs privacy. She stepped aside. Tae-young entered and the door slid shut. He looked around her small room, then focused on her. You've been spending a lot of time in the memorial vault, he said. That's my assignment, sir. Your assignment is to guard the artifacts, not repair them. Hana said nothing. I've been reviewing requisition records, Tae-young continued. A lot of components have gone missing from engineering stores. Components that would be useful for repairing advanced systems. I don't know anything about that, sir. Tae-young studied her face. Cadet Park has been accessing restricted areas. His behavior has been noted. Fear shot through Hana. Jinwoo hasn't done anything wrong. Then you admit you know what I'm talking about? Hana's jaw clenched. She had walked into that trap. Tae-young sighed. Relax, Cadet. I'm not here to arrest you. Sir? I'm here to warn you. Commander Veltros is suspicious. He has Cadet Vern watching you. Soon he'll have enough evidence to move against you formally. Why are you telling me this? Tae-young moved to her window. He looked out at the stars beyond the station. Because I'm human too. And I'm tired of watching my people get crushed for being clever. I don't understand. Yes, you do. He turned to face her. You found something down in that vault. Something important. Otherwise you wouldn't be taking these risks, Hana hesitated. Trust was dangerous. But Tae-young was human. One of her own. It's complicated, she finally said. It always is. Show me. Sir, I can't. That's an order, Cadet. Hana made a decision. If Tae-young was going to betray her, he'd do it anyway. At least this way she'd know. Tomorrow. During my shift. Come to the vault. Tae-young nodded. I'll be there. The next day, Hana was nervous. She arrived at the vault early before Pa left from the night shift. You okay, kid? Pak asked. You look stressed. Just tired. Get some coffee. It'll help. He gathered his things. See you tomorrow. Hana waited. She ran through scenarios in her mind. If Tae-young brought security forces, could she escape? Could she warn Jinwoo? Mina's voice spoke from the weapon. Your heart rate is elevated. Are you in danger? Maybe, I don't know yet. I can defend you if necessary. My weapon systems are now operational. No violence unless absolutely necessary. Understood. Tae-young arrived exactly on time. He came alone, wearing casual clothes instead of his uniform. That was a good sign. Hana met him at the entrance. This way. She led him to the weapon. Tae-young stopped when he saw it. The rust was mostly gone now. The metal gleamed. Systems hummed with power. It looked nothing like the broken relic it had been 3 weeks ago. My God, Tae-young whispered. You actually did it. You restored it, not fully, but close. Tae-young walked around the weapon slowly, taking in every detail. This is incredible. How did you... He stopped. Wait, is that a singularity chamber? Yes, his face went pale. Hana, this is a planet killer. Class Omega forbidden technology. I know. And you repaired it? Are you insane? Probably. Mina's voice spoke, making Tae-young jump. Lieutenant Kim, your service record shows 3 deployments to border territories. You witnessed coalition forces suppressing a human colony protest on Kepler Station. Why did you not intervene? Tae-young stared at the weapon. Who? What are you? I am M1NA. This unit's artificial intelligence. Answer the question, please. Tae-young's expression hardened. I didn't intervene because I was following orders. Because I was one junior officer against an entire strike force. Because intervening would have meant death and changed nothing. Do you regret this decision? Every day. Then perhaps you will make a different choice now. Tae-young looked at Hana. What is this? What have you found? The truth, Hana said. About Earth, about the coalition, about why we're really here. And, Hana took a breath, we're not allies in the coalition. We're prisoners waiting for execution. Then she told him everything. Tae-young listened to everything in silence. When Hana and Mina finished explaining, he sat down heavily on a storage crate. His face showed shock, anger, and something else, fear. 2,000 years, he finally said. They've been planning this for 2,000 years? Not planning, Mina corrected. Waiting, watching, looking for the right moment to move against humanity. And when is that moment? Soon. Within the next decade, the Coalition will propose stricter uplift protocols for Earth, mandatory population controls, technology restrictions, cultural supervision. They will frame it as help, as guidance for a young species. But it's really subjugation, Hana said, exactly. Once the protocols are accepted, enforcement will follow. Earth will lose autonomy slowly, piece by piece, until humanity exists only at the Coalition's pleasure. Tae-young stood and paced. Does Earth's government know about this? Some suspect, but they have no proof. No way to resist without being crushed immediately. That is why Dr. Choi built me. I am Earth's insurance policy. Proof that humanity cannot be eliminated without terrible cost. Mutually assured destruction, Tae-young said bitterly. We become the monsters they fear, so they'll leave us alone. We become strong enough to survive, Hana corrected. There's a difference, Tae-young looked at her. Is there? If we threaten to destroy planets, how are we different from the Krell? The Krell conquered, Mina said. Dr. Choi built me to prevent conquest, to ensure peace through strength rather than submission through weakness. And you believe this is right? Tae-young asked Hana. I believe we have a right to exist, Hana said. I believe Earth deserves to choose its own path. If that makes me a monster, then I'm a monster. Tae-young was quiet for a long moment. Show me the proof. Show me evidence that the coalition intends what you say. I can access classified databases, Mina said. But doing so will alert security systems. They will know someone breached their networks. Do it anyway, Tae-young said. If this is true, I need to see it. Mina's systems hummed. Lights flickered across the weapon's surface. Accessing Coalition High Command archives. This will take several minutes. While they waited, Jin-woo arrived for his usual visit. He stopped short when he saw Tae-young. Lieutenant. Jin-woo looked between Tae-young and Hana. What's going on? He knows everything, Hana said. Jin-woo went pale. Are we under arrest? Not yet, Tae-young said. But that might change soon, Mina spoke. Data retrieval complete. Displaying now. Images appeared on the vault's old display screens. Documents, communications, strategic plans, all marked with the highest classification levels. Hana felt sick as she read them. Plans for Earth's future. Population reduction targets. Resource extraction schedules. Military occupation scenarios. All written in cold bureaucratic language that made atrocities sound like administrative details. There are dissenters, Mina noted. Some coalition members oppose these plans, but they are the minority. The majority views humanity as a necessary sacrifice for galactic security. Jin-woo stared at the screens. They really mean to do this. To destroy us. Not destroy, Tae-young said quietly. Control. Make us into something harmless. Domesticated. That's the same thing, Hana said. A controlled humanity isn't humanity anymore. Alarms suddenly blared throughout the vault. Red warning lights flashed. Security alert, Mina said. My network access has been detected. Coalition forces are mobilizing, Tae-young cursed. How long do we have? 15 minutes until security reaches this level. Perhaps less. We need to run, Jin-woo said. Grab whatever we can and get off this station. And go where? Hana demanded. Run to Earth? Lead them right to our homeworld? Then what do we do? Hana looked at the weapon, at Mina's glowing systems. We make a stand. Right here. That's suicide, Tae-young said. Maybe. But if we run, we die anyway. If we fight, at least we take the truth with us. Everyone will know what the coalition planned. She is correct, Mina said. I can broadcast the classified data across all coalition channels. Military, civilian, everything. The truth will spread faster than they can suppress it. Tae-young grabbed Hana's shoulder. Listen to me. I'm a lieutenant. I have authority. I can order security to stand down, buy us time. You're human, Hana interrupted. They won't listen to you. Not about this. Then we need backup. Other officers who'll support us. There's no time. The vault doors opened. Commander Veltros entered with a full security team. 20 soldiers, all armed, all with weapons pointed at the humans. Veltros's mandibles clicked with satisfaction. Cadet Kang, Lieutenant Kim, Cadet Park, you are all under arrest for unauthorized access to classified systems and illegal weapon modification. Commander, Tae-young stepped forward. We need to talk. There's information you need to see. Silence. Veltros gestured to his troops. Take them into custody. I wouldn't do that, Hana said calmly. Veltros focused on her. And why not? Because Mina is now fully operational, and she's pointing at your soldiers. The weapon's barrel had indeed moved. It tracked across the security team with smooth, deadly precision. Targeting lasers painted red dots on armor. Veltros laughed. A bluff. That weapon is ancient. It cannot possibly function. Test that theory if you like, Hana said. Mina, demonstrate limited power. The weapon hummed. A beam of gravitational force lanced out, invisible but devastating. It struck a support pillar 10 meters away. The metal crumpled like paper. The pillar collapsed with a thunderous crash. Security forces scrambled backward. Several dropped their weapons. Veltros's expression changed from confidence to fear. Nobody move, Hana commanded. Mina, if anyone shoots, respond with appropriate force. Understood, the AI said. You cannot win this, Veltros said. His voice shook slightly. Even if you kill us, more will come. You will die here. Maybe, Hana said. But first, everyone is going to learn what the coalition really is. Mina broadcast everything. All channels. Maximum spread. Broadcasting now. Throughout the station, every screen activated. Every communication device received the transmission. Classified documents appeared. Videos of coalition meetings where Earth's fate was decided. Strategic plans for humanity's subjugation, and Mina's voice speaking in every major galactic language. Attention, Coalition citizens. What you are witnessing is the truth about Earth and humanity. For 2,000 years, your leaders have planned the elimination of human autonomy. They view Deathworld species as threats to be controlled or destroyed. This weapon you see was built to prevent that fate, to ensure Earth's survival through deterrent force. Judge for yourselves whether this action was justified. Chaos erupted. Alarms blared everywhere. Coalition officers shouted orders. The station's communication systems overloaded with traffic. Veltros stared at Hana with pure hatred. You just started a war. No, Hana said. I just prevented one. More security forces arrived, dozens now filling the vault entrance, but they hesitated. The weapon tracked them all. One shot from it could collapse the entire deck. A new voice spoke over the command channel. All forces stand down. This is Admiral Sektar. I am taking command of the situation. The security troops lowered their weapons slightly. Veltros looked confused. Admiral, he said. Sir, these humans have committed treason. Commander Veltros, you are relieved. Step aside. An elderly alien entered the vault. He had scales like a lizard and walked with a cane, but his eyes were sharp and intelligent. Admiral Sektar, Tae-Young saluted. Sir, we can explain. No need, Lieutenant. I have been watching this situation develop for some time. The Admiral looked at the weapon. M1NA, I am pleased to see you operational again. Admiral, Mina responded. You were part of Dr. Choi's security detail. You helped hide me here. Everyone stared. Veltros looked like he might faint. Yes, Sektar said. 2,000 years ago, I was young and foolish enough to believe the Coalition could change. That we could find a better way than fear and control. Dr. Choi convinced me that all species deserve freedom. I helped her hide this weapon, and I have been waiting ever since for someone to find it. You used me, Hana said. This whole thing was a setup. Yes and no. I knew the weapon was here. I knew humans would eventually be stationed on this station. I hoped one of your people would be curious enough, clever enough to uncover the truth. He smiled. You exceeded my expectations, Cadet Kang. So what happens now? Jinwoo asked. Sektar looked at the chaos on the monitors. The entire Coalition was in uproar. Now we see if galactic civilization can handle the truth. If it can adapt, if it can learn that fear is not the same as security, and if it can't, Hana asked, then at least Earth will not face destruction alone. Many species have grown tired of Coalition tyranny. This may be the spark that changes everything. He turned to Veltros. Commander, you are under arrest for conspiracy to commit genocide. Take him away. Security forces seized Veltros. He screamed protests as they dragged him out. Sektar looked at Hana, Jinwoo, and Tae-Young. You three have started something you cannot stop. The Coalition will not fall easily. There will be trials, investigations, perhaps violence. We're ready, Hana said. The Admiral nodded. Good, because Earth is going to need heroes. The next 3 months were chaos. Hana sat in a Coalition High Command hearing room. Hundreds of representatives from across the galaxy watched her. Some faces showed anger. Others showed curiosity. A few showed respect. She was being court-martialed and awarded medals at the same time. Cadet Kang, the head judge said. He was a tall, thin being with too many joints. Do you understand the charges against you? Yes, sir, Hana said. Unauthorized access to classified systems. Illegal modification of restricted weapons. Breach of security protocols. And how do you plead? Guilty, sir. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Her lawyer, a human woman named Misun from Earth's diplomatic corps, touched her arm in warning. But Hana ignored it. However, Hana continued, I would like to add context. You may speak. I discovered a weapon that was hidden for 2,000 years, a weapon built to protect Earth from genocide. I restored it because I believe my species has a right to exist. If that is a crime, then I am guilty. But I'm not sorry, more murmurs. The judge called for silence. The weapon you restored, another judge said, is classified as planet killer technology. Do you understand how dangerous it is? Yes, ma'am. Yet you activated it anyway? I activated it to prevent its use, to make it a deterrent instead of a secret. Hana met the judge's eyes. The only thing more dangerous than a weapon everyone knows about is a weapon nobody knows about. The judges conferred in whispers. Finally, the head judge spoke. This tribunal recognizes that the circumstances surrounding this case are unprecedented. The classified information released by the AIM-1NA has created a constitutional crisis within the coalition. Many revelations about historical decisions have come to light. That was putting it mildly. The documents Mina broadcast showed 50 different species that the coalition had managed over the centuries. Populations controlled, technologies restricted, entire civilizations kept deliberately primitive. Earth was just the latest target. The revelation split the coalition in half. Some species defended the old policies, arguing they prevented war. Others called for reform, saying security through oppression was no security at all. 3 coalition member species had already left, declaring independence. More threatened to follow. Therefore, the judge continued, this tribunal finds you guilty of all charges. However, given the extenuating circumstances and the service you have provided in revealing critical information, we suspend your sentence. You are released to Earth Authority for further disposition. The courtroom exploded with noise. Some delegates cheered. Others shouted protests. Security forces had to restore order. Hana was escorted from the chamber. Outside, Jinwoo and Taeyoung waited. Guilty but free, Jinwoo said. That's the most coalition thing I've ever heard. They couldn't afford to execute her, Taeyoung said. Too many species are watching. She's become a symbol. A symbol of what? Hana asked. Of everything wrong with the coalition, and everything that needs to change. They walked through the station corridors. Things had changed here too. Human cadets no longer faced casual discrimination. Officers spoke to them with respect instead of contempt. Fear and respect looked similar, Hana thought. But at least respect kept you alive. Admiral Sektar met them at the docking bay. The old alien looked tired but satisfied. Your ship to Earth leaves in 1 hour, he said. I wanted to say goodbye. Thank you, sir, Hana said. For everything. I did little. You did the work, he smiled. Dr. Choi would be proud. She always believed humanity would rise to meet its challenges. What happens now? To the coalition? That remains to be seen. We are at a crossroads. Some want to continue as before. Others see this as an opportunity for real reform. There will be conflict. Perhaps even civil war. And the weapon? Taeyoung asked. Mina? The coalition voted to leave the peacekeeper in Earth's custody. They dare not seize it now, not with the whole galaxy watching. It remains humanity's deterrent. They walked together to the ship. Other humans were there preparing to depart. All were being reassigned to Earth Defense Forces. The coalition no longer trusted humans and its military. The feeling was mutual. Pak was there too, saying goodbye to people he'd worked with for years. Heard you caused quite a stir, kid, he said to Hana. I tried my best. You did good. Real good. He handed her a small package. Found this in the vault. Thought you should have it. Hana opened it. Inside was a data chip and a handwritten note in Korean. The handwriting was old, faded. The note read, To whoever finds this, I am Dr. Dayun Choi. If you are reading this, you have restored M1NA. Thank you. I built her not from hatred but from love. Love for my species. Love for our future. I hope by your time humanity no longer needs such weapons. But if you do need them, know that you have every right to survive. Never apologize for existing. Never submit to those who would erase you. Stand tall. Stand proud. You are human and that is enough. Hana's eyes stung. She carefully folded the note and put it in her pocket. The ship departed an hour later. Hana watched through the viewport as the coalition station grew smaller. Around it, dozens of ships moved in patrol patterns. The situation was tense. One wrong move could trigger catastrophe. Do you think there will be war? Jinwoo asked quietly. Maybe, Hana said. But not with Earth, that's what matters. The journey to Earth took 2 weeks. When their ship entered the solar system, an entire fleet met them. Human ships newly built, bristling with weapons. The sight made Hana's heart swell with pride. Earth had been busy. They landed at the main military spaceport. Hana's first steps on her homeworld in 3 years felt strange and wonderful. The gravity felt right. The air smelled like home. A delegation waited for them. Military officers, government officials, and someone Hana didn't expect. Her father. He looked older, more gray in his hair. But his smile was the same. Hana ran to him. He caught her in a tight hug. I saw everything, he said. The whole galaxy saw everything. You made us proud. I just fixed an old machine, Hana said. Like you taught me. You did more than that. You gave us a future. The military officers approached. The highest-ranking one, a general named Yoon, saluted Hana. Cadet Kang. Or should I say Lieutenant Kang? Sir, you've been promoted. Earth's government has established a new strategic defense initiative. We need officers who understand how to deal with coalition technology. You're assigned to the program immediately. What about my court-martial? Earth doesn't recognize coalition jurisdiction over our citizens. As far as we're concerned, you committed no crime. You protected your species. That's your duty. Jinwoo and Taeyong received similar assignments. They were now officers in Earth's defense forces. Over the following weeks, Hana watched as her world transformed. The Peacekeeper was installed on Earth's first Dreadnought-class vessel, newly built in orbital shipyards. Mina's AI was integrated into Earth's defense network, though she maintained special communication with Hana. How does it feel? Mina asked one day. To have changed history? Strange, Hana admitted. She stood in the command center watching ships being constructed in high orbit. I just wanted to understand a mystery. I didn't plan to start a revolution. Few revolutionaries do, but you saw injustice and refused to accept it. That is what makes humans remarkable. Other species have courage too. True, but humans combine courage with stubbornness. You refuse to give up. You adapt. You survive. These traits terrified the coalition, and now they know their fear was justified. New ships launched every week. Earth's military grew rapidly. Other species, impressed by humanity's defiance, sent delegations. Some offered alliances. Others offered trade. Earth was no longer isolated, no longer at the mercy of coalition whims. 6 months after the hearing, Hana stood at the launch ceremony for humanity's pride, Earth's flagship. The massive vessel carried the Peacekeeper at its heart. A weapon of terrible power, yes, but also a promise. Earth would never be helpless again. Dignitaries from across Earth attended. Her father was there, smiling proudly. Jinwoo and Taeyong stood with her in their new uniforms. They looked good. They looked ready. Admiral Chen, Earth's highest-ranking officer, gave a speech. For 2,000 years, we existed at the mercy of others. We didn't know it, but our entire future hung by a thread. One woman's courage changed that. One woman refused to accept that humanity should bow to fear. Today we honor that courage. Today we declare that Earth stands as an equal among the stars. The crowd cheered. Hana felt embarrassed and proud in equal measure. Later, in private, she visited Mina's primary core aboard the flagship. The AI's consciousness existed in quantum processors, but she manifested as a hologram when Hana entered. The hologram looked like a Korean woman in her 40s, wearing an old-style lab coat. Dr. Choi, Hana realized. Is that what she looked like? Hana asked. Yes. She gave me her face so I would remember why I exist. To protect. To preserve. To ensure her people survived. Did she ever imagine this? All of this? She hoped. She dreamed. But she knew she would never see it. That is the burden of pioneers. They plant trees whose shade they will never enjoy. Hana touched the hologram's hand. Her fingers passed through light. Thank you. For everything. For trusting me. You earned that trust. You could have destroyed me, handed me over, saved yourself. Instead, you risked everything for your species. The hologram smiled. That is very human of you.